What's up, y'all? Let's get pumped to start the day. I have a busy day today. I got a lot of readings to do. Big old bunch of them. None of them are printed out for me right now, though, so I can't really get started on that just yet, but time to get pumped. I got my coffee. How's everybody doing, man? What is today? Tuesday? Hang on. Okay. All right. So I got a little bit of time. Got a little bit of time to say what's up to everybody before I go about my busy day. We got the kids in a little virtual school thing right now, and as I've heard from most people, that's not really working out all that good. Not here. But oh well. I don't even care, man. I do, but I don't. I don't really have. I only have so much energy a day, you know? It's like you have, and I know you all have heard this, but you have like a full tank of energy. What are you going to use your energy on? You know? And I don't know. This is one of them things that I just don't feel like I can afford to dump a lot of frustrating energy into this, you know, getting pissed off and getting angry about it, you know? So anyway. Oh, how's everybody doing? We got a few people in here. Alice, Layla, Zelina, is that how you say that? Cats and cards. What's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? Can't promise a real big long chat today. I done made my coffee, popped my little alpha brain, ready to get pumped for the day. I got a bunch of readings to do. What's up, y'all? Y'all have anything interesting to talk about? Because I really don't. This is when my brain is kind of waking up. First waking up. Got about a good hour before I need to go start waking everybody up to get ready for the day. So anyway, what's on y'all's minds, man? What you been pondering? What you been thinking about? We can't talk about everything on here, but we can get close. We can talk about most things on here. Boom, boom, boom. Vibe is high. Good. That's good for the vibe to be high. What does it mean for a vibe to be high? I think a lot of people misconstrue that a little bit. What's it mean for a vibe to be high? Well, let's just put it this way. If you have a car and you have one cylinder out, the one cylinder is not banging, okay, it's a 6-cylinder car, one cylinder is not banging, and you smash your foot, you know, the pedal to the floor, is that engine still going to be running at a very high RPM? Yes. But is it going to be running very efficiently? No. The car is going to be... that's not what we want. That's not what we want. So, it's very important where you place your focus, what you choose to focus on, you know? That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about here. So, I don't really know how deep I want to dig that hole, but just remember, what are you focusing on all day? What are you thinking about? What is it that is occupying your mind? Let's just put it that way. We all got lots of shadow work to do. Every last one of us. But the funny thing about shadow work is, see, I don't want to, again, I want to dance around some of these subjects because if I get to dig in that hole, man, we'll just be talking for like 45 minutes on one thing. And I like to be able to cover lots of things to talk about in the morning. But the thing about shadow work is you can't get rid of the shadow. That's not the point. The point is not to get rid of the shadow. Think about that. I don't know how many people think that it is. I've met people that think that the point of shadow work is to make the shadow go away. No, not in human form it's not. Not in human form it's not. This is a dualistic dimension. We need to balance energies and transcend them. Balance them, transcend them. That's the thing, is that the vast majority of the time, it can manifest into lots of different things, so I'm not downplaying it, okay? But the vast majority of the time, anything overly negative, all it is unbalanced. It's unbalanced. This universe, this dimension is dualistic, okay? There's nothing that has no counterpart here, nothing. Nothing. And if you can find something, oh no, that doesn't have a counterpart. Oh, okay, well I guarantee you I can fractal something down to be its counterpart, and guarantee you I can. This universe is dualistic in nature. So positive and negative must exist side by side at all times, just like right and left, up and down, right? Everything has a counterpart. So we want to balance and transcend energies, not run away from the dark. That's one thing. That hasn't come up in a reading in a while for me. But used to, a lot of people would come to me and ask me, how come every time things are going really, really good, something comes along and fucks it up? How many of you have said that? I've said that before. Whenever things are going real good, all of a sudden it's taken away, right? Well, the thing is, if you pay attention, one of the things that we tend to do is shut out, deny, and run away from that negative aspect. Can't do that, man. Can't do that, dude. It's got to be there. It's got to be there, at least in this dimension. You don't have to try to do anything really. It'll phase out on its own as we ascend higher. Right now, we're nowhere near that, okay? So we balance those energies. Yes, I don't care. Dude, you cannot name one thing in human form, one manifestation, nothing that does not going to have negative that comes along with it. Nothing. 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 I don't care if it's your favorite job, the perfect relationship. I don't care what it is, there has to be, it's a universal law, there has to be negative along with it to balance out that positive energy. But what you do is you acknowledge it. Okay, negative, I see you there, right on, okay. I see you there, okay. But I'm not gonna focus on you. It's just like right and left. I tell people this all the time. Okay, I'm gonna run that way until left is gone. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You can't run away from the left. No matter how far up you go, there's always gonna be down, right? Same thing with positive and negative. So what people are doing is they're running straight towards the light and trying to shut out, deny, and run away from the dark. Law of balance here in 3D, 4D, whatever you wanna call it. Won't let that happen. Then that negative has to come back and swoosh in like a tidal wave to balance things back out. It's all us, your perception and your perspective. And that's really all that it is, because it's what's creating all of the, how deep down this rabbit hole do I want to go? I don't know if I want to go all the way down that rabbit hole. I think I'm going to abandon that hole, okay? Let's go dig another one. Anyway, though, that was a good little, something to open up the video on, basically. Boom, 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 boom. So, anyway, should I get some light in here? No, it's not even plugged in. Oh well. Morning, people. Twin flames. I think it's very important to understand that one of the biggest, there's many things that are very misunderstood in the spiritual community. Many things. And one of the things is romance. Romance. It's very important, because people use that term soulmate and all this shit all the time, like there's this one romantic partner. You know, it doesn't quite work that way. It doesn't quite work that way. We have lots of soulmates, lots of different kinds of connections, and the twin flame connection is a very specific connection that is only intended for one thing. So it only has one purpose, and romance is not it. Now you can choose to make it romantic if you're one hell of an energy worker, but that's not the purpose behind it. The purpose behind the twin flame connection, let me see, lots of people explain this differently. By the way, before I get into this, if you want to know anything about twin flames, go watch Gold Ray Twin Flames. That old dude, he's this old 70-year-old dude. He knows his shit, okay? But I have simplified it into this little, I got my way of explaining it. Where do I start? One person, if left to their own devices, is only really capable of reaching a certain vibrational spectrum. Okay, and then you hit a wall. You can't really vibrate any higher. Okay? Well, right now, what we have going on is we have the need to raise vibration higher than that. Okay, higher than that. It needs to go higher. We need to raise it higher. We need to get it higher. We need to get those frequencies flowing, higher. I explained this the other day in a chat. How many of you have ever done this? Take a guitar and pluck one of the strings and just sit there and watch it ring. And one of the strings next to it will by default just start ringing right along with it. You didn't pluck that string, but the vibration of this string affected this string, and this string starts ringing. And if you got it turned up loud enough, then two or three of the strings will start ringing, and you only plucked one of them. The twin flame connection is meant to pop the cap off of that lid, okay? Because you only vibrate up so high. And when you and this person come together, if you are one of the people who is here assisting in the shift, you and this person comes together, bow, it pops that cap off, and you barf up all the old baggage and shit that's weighing you down. And there's only one way really that can be triggered like that. There may be some long extended work you could do. I'm not saying that twin flame connection is the only way. It may be, I really don't know any other way, but I want to leave a crack in the door for possibility, But that's what it's meant for. You and your twin come together and it triggers you. Boy, I'm gonna tell you what, it triggers you. And bow, pops the cap off of that. And you barf up all your old demons and all that old garbage, and now you're vibrating higher. That's really all it's meant for. Now your frequency and their frequency, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you think this is a crock of shit or not, doesn't matter. Now your frequency is affecting everybody around you, like that guitar string, and making other people around you vibrate higher and raise those vibrations. That's what the twin flame connection is all about. That's what it's all about. Now, the thing about it is on the other side, I have to explain this to people in personal readings all the time. On the other side, they don't really give two shits about romance. Not really. Not really. That's a game that we humans and we humans alone play. Okay, we play that game. And I'm not downplaying it. I like that game too. I'm a big romance kind of person, right? But we have to understand where it is on the priority list. And on the other side, it's not very fucking high. But since it's so high on our priority list as humans, that's all we tend to really give a shit about. More often than not, that's what the other side will use to get the point across. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, you done ignored all the signs, all the synchronicities, all the coincidences, all the crazy, mind-blowing, you just ignored everything that the other side is putting your way. Okay, well, time to bust out the big guns then. I'm gonna send along a lover or a love interest or somebody that grabs a hold of your heart energetically and drags you down this path. And that's the way the other side will do it more often than not. And it turns out, no, you are not intended to come together with this person, but their energy is intended to stick to you like fucking napalm. And it drags you kicking and screaming down this path that you failed to find, left to your own devices, and you probably wouldn't keep walking down it if just left to your own energy without the influence of something else. Okay? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It makes sense now? Again, I'm not downplaying romance. I'm not saying that romance isn't important. No, hell yeah, man. We gotta understand that when it comes to a spiritual nature, that's just one of the many ways that we come together and play this game. Okay, so yeah, I mean, how many people do you think in a past life they're couple in this life, in a past life though they were brother and sister? In the life before that, they were mother and father. In the life before that, they were friends or whatever. It's just, we come back and play this game over and over and over again. Switch roles around, swap, and, let's go try that again. Only this time, you be the husband and I'll be the wife. You be the mother, I'll be the father, And we just do that over and over and over again, over and over and over and over and over. And again, it's not that romance isn't important. It's just not as high on the priority list as we like to think it is as humans. Not really. Not from a universal spiritual perspective, not really, okay? A lot of people out there I know are pissed off at that. They're pissed off at me for saying that. I don't give a shit. I'm here to tell you the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, okay? So, anywho, twin flame perspective, well, that's where I start with it. What's the point of the twin flame connection? That if you are here assisting in the shift, you need to vibrate higher. You have to. That's how you do it. It's very difficult, very, very difficult to trigger that response. You know, you got to have something big. You got to have something big. And the energetic mirror image energy of you is big enough to do that. It's big enough to pop the cap off and trigger lots of things in you that you didn't even know existed. All that shadow work, man, who knows how long that would take. We ain't got time for that shit. We ain't got time for that shit. I'm not saying the shadow work could never do it. It could, but dude, we need it done and we need it done now. So you come together with your twin flame and it's just like a shook up bottle of champagne. Bah, the cork pops off and all that old baggage and shit just gets barfed up and brought to the surface, right? And then now you're vibrating higher. And yes, more often than not, one of them runs away. One of them runs away. Oh well, it served its purpose. It served its purpose. I hate to say that, and I know that that's really frustrating to a lot of people, but it served its purpose. Unless you, and at that point, it's just kind of like any other relationship. The rules and regulations, which aren't really rules and regulations, I hate to word it that way, but still apply. Okay, still apply. If you want to come together with your twin flame and be involved romantically, then it's going to be pretty much, it's going to be different. I mean, the manifestation is going to be different, but the same governing, romantic energy still apply. You still have to learn each other's love language. You still have to put forth work and effort and bend and flex and grow together and all that good stuff. And you're still going to have your arguments. You're still going to have your disagreements. But the connection is creepy. It's creepy. It's freaky creepy. Okay? So, yeah. Yup. Anywho, that's another good little, see, I knew it, man. I was like, I gotta go on and chat this morning. I'm in the mood to talk about some things, so I'm in the mood to dig up some holes. Again, I'm not gonna, dig miles deep holes, not really, but we'll dig up a few rabbit holes and talk about some things here. I've been on here for 17 minutes. 17 minutes? Yeah, I'm in a good mood. I'm energetically pumped. Energetically pretty pumped, man. Feeling good. I need it because I'm going to be using all this energy on readings today. And I got to go to the gym. So, yeah, I got to conserve my energy wisely. Wisely. The gym is getting much easier. My body is starting to transform. The weight's starting to drop off. And I'm anxious to, this may be the wrong outlook, but I'm anxious to see next year this time. I stick at this, you know what I'm saying? I'm anxious to see the results, but that's not really what you're supposed to be looking at. It's the process of transformation, but oh well, I gotta do something to keep myself active, man. It's so easy when you're self-employed. So easy to just sit around and not do nothing. It's just so easy to just laze around. And I never really thought that would be much of an issue, but boy, it is. I have to say, of all the experiences I've had so far in life, adjusting to self-employment was one of the hardest ones. It was one of the hardest ones. We think it's going to be so easy and so amazing, because it sounds good, it sounds cool, it sounds so free and liberating, and it is in one sense. But one thing a lot of people fail to realize is your little problems you have in your life right now, again, like we just said, this is a dualistic dimension. You get rid of those problems, something else has to take its place. Something else has to take its place. And you think, oh, well, damn, I done got rid of all the, what was the problems before? Why do most people want to be self-employed? Me, I hated having to look over my shoulder, and be nervous that if this person doesn't like me, I don't get paid, or this person's opinion of me, this person's opinion of me is, and the way I work and how hard I work and what this person thinks about me is what basically determines at the end of the day how much money I make or whether or not I get paid or whether or not I have a paycheck going in. If this person's one little decision away from ruining my whole life, And not to say that what I do today can't be taken away from me. I'm not saying that. I know it could very easily be ripped away from me. But there's not one sole individual who I have to, got to make sure this person oh my God, oh, I gotta be on my game today, you know? It's not like that. Not really. Not really. I have much more flexibility, you know? Much more flexibility to open up and be myself and express myself however I want. And of course, people are gonna get mad at me. They do all the time. Let's see, I've been talking for 20 minutes. I've probably pissed at least 10 people off today so far. I do every day. Don't really give a shit. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna get paid. I'm still gonna make money, you know? But when I was working day jobs, I couldn't, oh my God, I can't piss nobody off. Oh, I gotta be on my game all the time. Oh, you know, I gotta put on this act in order to make sure I get paid. You know what I mean? And I don't have to do that anymore. So, but then it gets replaced with other things. Then it gets replaced with, well, you don't have to do anything today if you don't want. But you got this voice screaming, that boss, that same boss that was outside of you, now that dude's in your head. You better get to work, you better get to work, you better. And I'm like, you know, it's so much different and more difficult to drive yourself, especially on those days when you don't feel like doing shit, you know? And I never really thought that would be much of an issue. I just couldn't comprehend before I got put in the position I'm in today. I couldn't really comprehend. I never experienced anything like this before, ever, you know? So I could not, for the life of me, begin to imagine what kind of problems were going to come along with it, okay? And they do. I don't care what it is that you do. There's going to be negative things that come along with anything that happens in this 3D dimension. And one of the biggest ones, though, is I'm not active. I'm not active. You know, I have money. I get bored. And when you get bored, you like to eat, right? So that combination of things floating together isn't, I mean, oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I'm not active. I don't do anything. I don't get up and do anything. My muscles are turning into jelly. I have enough money to afford whatever I want to eat. You know, I can go wherever I want to eat, whenever I want, and just sit around on my ass all day. Ooh, sorry about that, y'all. My alarm just went off. I didn't know it would do that while I was alive. That's weird. Anyway, though, yeah, so that was a tough one. That was a tough one, you know. I'm not active and I eat when I'm bored, whatever I want. And I'm gonna tell you what, them pounds will pop on quick, you know. But right now, here's the cool thing too that I didn't even really know. I mean, I knew it was possible, but again, I'm leaving that wormhole alone. What I'm doing with my diet now, over an extended, long period of time, is speeding my metabolism up. You know, speeding it up by eating clean. And right now, I'm not really eating frequently, but eating clean speeds your metabolism up. You know, those people who have that real high metabolism, they can eat whatever the hell they want. Well, you gotta train your body to do that, and it's possible. It's possible. If you can rewrite your own neural circuitry with thought alone, you can rewrite your metabolism too. It's just we got to get in there and we got to trigger the right things, you know. So yeah. I don't really remember where I was going with that, but anywho, so it's about 7:30 now here in Vegas. Whoa. All right, I got some joints to pop. And about 7:30 here in Vegas, watching the sun come up. What y'all talking about? Random pieces of lunch meat? Oh, I do that too, so. I'm talking about carbs. Mainly I had to cut carbs out. Because there for a little bit, after the first couple of weeks, I went and did a check-in. And I hadn't really lost any weight. And he's like, all right, well, we got to narrow this down. What's one thing that you think? And I was like, the only thing I could think would be bread. Be bread, you know? He's like, okay, well, then that's it. No bread. Cut all the bread out, or at least very little bread, like no bread, basically, you know? So I did that, and like 5 pounds shed off in just a few days, just because I quit eating bread. And did another check-in, and he's like, hell yeah, man. Damn, that 5 pounds fell off quick. Just in a matter of a few days, less than a week, 5 pounds dropped off, you know? And It's like, hell yeah, that's what we're going for. So just stay on this track, and we're gonna keep making progress. I'm like, all right, man. All right. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I think he's gonna start a YouTube channel. This dude here, y'all would love this dude. My fitness instructor. This dude approaches fitness from a vibrational manifestation, Zen philosophy. Like, I've never met anybody like that, Never met anybody like that. I've never heard anybody break fitness down from like a manifestation perspective. I never really have, and he does. He does, man. I was like, dude, if you ever want to start a YouTube channel or whatever, my followers would love you. I said, I could drive a lot of traffic to you, man. I'll definitely help you out if you ever decide to, And he's like, I've really been thinking about it. Because apparently there, at that gym that I go to, there's a couple other really big YouTubers. Of course, I live in Vegas, okay? That's nothing new here. There's a lot of big YouTubers that live here. And I don't really know who they are, but apparently they go to the same gym, but they have, they're like workout people. So they're real big on YouTube in the workout, and they're twins. If y'all know any like twins that, I don't know anything about them, but he says, I'm not the only YouTuber that goes to that gym. He said, but you're the only one I've ever like really met and really got to kind of like talk about, what you do and how you do it and how it works and this and that. And I was like, yeah, man. He said, I've been thinking about it. I'm just not very tech savvy. I'm like, dude, it's so simple. It's really, really, really extra simple. You don't really need to be tech savvy at all to put videos on YouTube, But yeah, so spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Oh, anyway. Boo. Yeah, you working out too? Right on, right on. We got to see some transformation, boy. We got to see it. That's my thing, man. It's transformation. I'm living proof that it's possible. I'm one of those. I'm not the only one that's ever done it, but like I'm a living testimony that, like I started my journey in a homeless shelter. I told you all that. I'm not going to tell that story again. I've told it enough, but it's time we need to see some transformation, man. Time to see some transformation, and you'd be surprised how all it has to do with you is your perspective on things. And I know that just sounds like, oh, whatever. No, I'm telling you. See, people say, oh, whatever, because you don't know how uncomfortable it is to change your perspective until you go try to do it. Mm-hmm. Taking your beliefs and flushing them down the toilet is not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do. We like to cling to our beliefs and our ideas and the way we identify with certain circumstances and situations and the way the world works. And you got to take all that and flush it. Not an easy thing to do. So those people who are naysayers and don't really believe it, I'm going to tell you what, you're lazy. You're lazy. You're lazy. You're too, it's just too uncomfortable. It's too uncomfortable. And if you aren't so at the bottom of your rope that you're willing to do whatever it takes and you don't really care, like that was my thing. That's why I looked at me going homeless like that and living under a bridge and eating out of a trash can for 6 months or whatever. I looked at that as, well, if I can live through this, then I can take a chance of doing anything because I've already lived through my worst nightmares, See, we start to realize, and this is the funny thing, and a lot of people don't really understand, and I learned this firsthand, is that fear of the emotion is actually stronger than fear of the thing itself. You're not afraid of the actual thing happening, you're afraid of the emotions you're going to experience. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that real hard. Take all the time in the world you need to think about that. You're more afraid of your emotions than you're afraid of something out here actually happening. Mm-hmm. So having said that, when it got to the point to where I've already lived through my worst nightmares, it's like, oh, well, taking chances is easy then. Because I'm not afraid of the worst case scenario anymore. Because I've already lived through it, So once you remove that fear of a worst case scenario, you're really fucking powerless. You're powerless. I'm sorry. You're powerful. What was I trying to say? I didn't mean to say powerless. I don't know what I was trying to say. I'm running like 3 different thoughts at the same time in my head right now. So anyway, you're extremely powerful. Nobody has power over you. When you remove that fear of a worst case scenario, Nobody can control you. You know, you can't really be manipulated. It's just really, that's where you find your power. That's where you find your power. When you're not afraid of what could go wrong, I don't care. Well, oh, what, I'm gonna go homeless again? Okay. And okay, well, I can survive. You know what I mean? What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Once you remove that fear of a worst case scenario, then you're indestructible. There you go. Indestructible. That's probably what I should have said. I'm sitting here thinking about what I'm saying and what we're going to be doing later and what I did yesterday. And I got like 3 trains of thought running in my head at the same time right now. Anyway, Zoom focus time. Focus time. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, though. Been able to read my dreams. What do you mean? Like read a sign or something? Yeah. Absolutely. I think the coolest thing about dreams, though, the part that fucks me up the most is, where do those memories come from when you're dreaming? That's the part that trips me out more than anything. I was in this place I've never been to in this life, but I knew exactly where I was there. I was around people that I've never seen before in this life, but I knew who they were and I recognized their faces. And we were talking about things that we remembered from years ago that never happened in this life, but we remembered them. We had memories of this thing that happened last year in that dream world. Where do all those memories come from? How do I know you? How do I recognize your face? And not anybody I've ever seen. That's the part that trips me out the most. It's like, whoa! Not only does this come packed with, you know, people in a place that I've never been to that I know, but it comes packed with this big list of lifetime memories. You know, I had this big, long bunch of memories of who I was that entire life leading up to that point. I remember my childhood in that dream world, not this childhood. It has nothing to do with places. I've never seen any of these places, these people. I don't even really know who I was exactly, you know, but that's the part that creeps me out more than anything. Anybody ever thought about that? Or is that just me? I don't know. I always wondered that. And then the minute your brain starts to click into here, it's just too much information. 2 lifetimes is too much information to process at one time. So it just kind of melts away and goes away, you know? Imagine trying to remember all of your past lives. We can't really, I mean, some people can, but man, that's a lot of information to take in. A lot of information to take in. We can't even fucking remember what we ate for lunch yesterday half the time. How are we gonna remember who you were 10,000 years ago or whatever? You know what I mean? That whole lifetime. Dude, I barely remember what I did last week. You know what I'm saying? Let alone in a whole other lifetime with a completely different set of circumstances and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's just way too much. We try to do too much with these brains, man. Too much. We try to do too much. You know? It's just like trying to fucking, I don't know, power a satellite with a little Nintendo Game Boy, you know? Like, come on now. You can't. This brain isn't capable enough. I don't care if you have like a retardedly high IQ, like an unhuman 200, 300 IQ, which will be retardedly, freakishly intelligent. Still, that little computer would not be big enough to process everything in the universe. It just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. We try too hard. We try to figure things out too much that we aren't capable of figuring out. We just can't. A neurosurgeon actually, who taught neurosurgery at Harvard Medical School for 20 years, and now is a big near-death experience icon named Eben Alexander, said it would probably be safe to assume that humans are in a better position than a chimpanzee at coming up with a theory of everything, but not much. Not much. Not much. Universally, we're not really all that far ahead of chimpanzees. Not really. Universally. You know what I'm saying? So don't let it go to your head. Basically is what he said, you know? I was like, I like that. We need to quit thinking that we humans are the end all be all. We're not. Now, Are you connected to something that is that big? Yes, the fuck you are, absolutely. But you ain't gonna be able to do it with your logical brain. It doesn't work that way. The off switch is where you connect with that. And that doesn't mean be stupid and just spend all your time in a period of trance and not thinking. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is you are a quantum compressor. That's what you are. That's just the way you work. You squeeze the quantum field and hold it into place. So you have to understand how powerful your intention is, the function that you actually really produce in this reality, and how to use that in your favor. And the most successful people on the planet, whether they know this or not, what they have the power of is access to that off switch. Access to that off switch. You do too. You do too. You just don't realize you're doing it. The sun is going to rise on the east, go over my house, and set in the west. I flip that switch off. I don't think about that. I just let it happen. Same thing. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. Well, I'm living under a bridge right now, but I know I'm going to be real big and successful one day. Flip it off. Let the universe bring it to you. Identify those doors and walk through them when they present themselves. That's all there is to it. But what most of us do, walk right past the doors that are open and try to kick down the ones that are closed, don't we? That's what most of us do. No, I don't want that open door. I want to kick down this closed door. I want something that's out of my reach. Well, you can get it, but you have to walk through the open doors, dinglebutt. You got to identify an actual opportunity and quit fighting losing battles. We are so conditioned to fight losing battles. That's just what we're trained to do. We're indoctrinated and programmed that fighting losing battles is what is going to produce the best results. That's why we got all these people like a dog chasing their tail, like fish swimming against the current, just sitting in one spot. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't going nowhere. You're just swimming around the same pool of shit, And undoing that is what we have to do. Dig what I'm saying? Well, let's see. I've been on here about 37 minutes. We'll stay on a couple more minutes. And I got stuff to do today. Yo. And I guess, well, hang on. What time is it actually? Let's see, it was 7:30 when my alarm went off. I wish I was doing the math right now. I don't know. I may get off here in a couple of minutes. I'm not sure what time it is. Oh, hang on. Hold up. Damn it. Okay, yeah, I got about 5 minutes. Oh, and then I got all kinds of stuff to do today. I got a bunch of same days that came in. I would like to do 2 videos on my main channel. Got like 5 or 6 personal readings. I got a bunch of shit to do today, dude. I'm gonna have to be sitting right here. I'm not gonna be moving from this spot just all day. I'm gonna be sitting right here. So it is what it is, though, man. It is what it is. Yeah, I made Leah the coffee. I got the first cup too. Yeah, I gotta go wake her up here in a minute. Gotta go wake her up. She likes her beauty sleep. I don't. I'm a morning person. I've always been a morning person. If I ever sleep in, that's weird for me. It's weird for me. I like to be up right when the sun's coming up. I just like it. I don't know if that was taught because I know when I was in my early 20s, in my late teens, my grandpa would yell at me all the time for being lazy and sleeping the day away. But the older I got, the more I just kind of look back and maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I remember as a little kid, and he would always be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? And on those days when he would take me out to the store or something like that in the morning and just seeing the sun crack up in the sky and then pink clouds forming, there's something I like about that. So it just gives me this sense of I am taking advantage of the entire day, whenever I wake up first thing, ass crack of dawn, first thing in the morning, and start getting my day prepared today and get all the important stuff out of the way, first. And then the evening, I just chill and relax and, that's just me, kind of old school. I sound kind of old school saying that, but I was raised real old school, so that's probably why. I don't know. But Leah likes to sleep in. She likes to sleep in. And I don't mind it because I like chilling by myself in the morning. I like being able to get my thoughts together and all that good stuff, you know. All the brains are sleeping. Yeah. I don't know, it's just one of them things. I used to get up way earlier. I don't know what it was. When I was 28, 29, for some reason, every morning, 5:30 a.m., bam, and I'm up. Now, not quite that early, about between 6 and 6:30 a.m., I'm up. I'm up and ready to go. Ready to start the day, you know? I dig it. I like that. I was talking earlier about having day jobs and stuff like that, and that is one of the things that I do kind of miss. I mean, when I look back on it, I'm not saying that I want to go back to working a day job and not having no money or nothing like that, but there are things about it that I miss. You know, I look back and I'm like, I kind of miss having the schedule, you know, having to wake up to an alarm and having the routine, you know, the morning routine. It's kind of cool, man. You know, you look back on it, I kind of dig it. So I've been able to finally, it took forever, man. God, it took forever, but I've been finally able to recreate that here with what I do now, you know. I still get up, have my morning routine. Every now and then I'll ride to the store or something like that or whatever, but for the most part, I've pretty well recreated that. So that's cool. That's cool. Anywho, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thanks, Catherine. Appreciate you. All right, Layla, will do. Anyway, though, I got to go ahead and hop on out of here. It's right about time for me to go up and tickle her arm until she wakes up. So I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here. I'll see you sometime today, hopefully. Hopefully today. I got to see. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on today. I want to do 2 main channel videos. I want to do, I'm doing it backwards. So I did Scorpio yesterday. Who's before Scorpio? Libra? Yeah. And then Virgo. Libra and Virgo I want to do today. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Anyway, I'll see y'all later, okay? Have a good one.